lions. You are there. You're looking sheepishly like a bunch of white. In fact, a hyena is better than all of you. Why do I even... Can you manage my makeup? If I want to interact, that is why I don't go to parties. I don't do anything. Because the way we reason is laughable. If I want to interact with true Africans, I go to wildlife safari park. At least if I see a zebra, a chimpanzee, those are our true Africans. We can mingle together. Maybe I can understand them better. Because at least if they see danger, they can run. All of you see danger and you keep embracing it. Keep embracing it. Look at Imo State. How many people in Imo State? Over 5 million. Somebody came forth in an election. They pushed him to number 1. Everybody's just like this. Even some bishops want to go and congratulate him. Some people said, hey, don't touch him. Oh. He's our man. Hey, let's move him forward. These are black people. Very backward. Useless. When they kill in America, you say, hey, it's racism. Racism. You are a fool. That's not like racism. They are killing you because of your natural stupidity. By nature, you are stupid as a black person. Do you have running water? Without maybe solar charger and generator, will you be watching me now? Are you not ashamed of yourselves? Are you not ashamed? But UNN has engineering department, electrical engineering, electrical and electricals, all rubbish. Uniport has it. Uniben has it. Everywhere. Electrical and electrical engineering. Whatever that rubbish means, I don't know. No, electrical and electronics. But that is not right. The reason why they sent you to school to go and study electrical engineering is so that when you come out, there will be no more power shortage in the village. That's the reason why. So you don't know. Hey!
Support both sides. If they give us peace, that is wonderful. If they decide to go down the route of violence, then I can give you this assurance today. Of course, your worldwide listeners and viewers may be able to note this. If they do not give us Biafra, there will be nothing living in that very zoo they call Nigeria. Nothing will survive there, I can assure you. You see, 1967 to 1970 is not 2013 to 2015. We had scientists then, now we have men that can make things happen. Even better than what we had in the late 60s. So that should ring as a warning to all of them that we are not joking. I do not believe in peaceful actualization or whatever rubbish is called. I have never seen where you become free by peaceful means. If you know, you tell me. I'm a student of contemporary history. I have never come across anywhere in history books where you get your freedom out of a peaceful process. It's never happened.
If we abandon Chukwukika Biama in truth and honesty, please goodbye to Biafra. Biafra can have in the pure years. You'll be only running around in circles. It can never come. It is the kingdom of heaven itself. You want to do something that is happening in heaven, on earth, for mankind to see and testify to the goodness of the Lord. You have to be of the courage. You have to be without fear in the face of your enemies. If you are without fear before your enemies will run from you. Rather than you running from them, your enemies will run from you. If you speak the truth always, regardless of the consequences, lies will run from you. You must protect those who cannot protect themselves, not to steal from them. I repeat, it is your job as a child of heaven, IPOB family member, to protect those who cannot protect themselves. That is your job. Not to kidnap them, not to rob them. You must be of good conduct that Chiku Okike Abia left. If these conditions are not in place, Biafra will not come. And Doku Lakananti, Biafra Gahabia. Ana Akatiana, Ana Agotianobu. Going to a native doctor, Dibianyanzu, cannot save you. If you want Biafra, and I am making audition, it doesn't work. We don't believe in that rubbish. Chukwukabiam is our shield and our guide. We don't commune with darkness. I am warning all 17 commanders, all our commanders, we don't commune with the devil. We don't do audition. We believe in the protection that Chukwukabiam can offer. The weapon you need to protect yourself is your gun and your ammunition. We don't.
The worst mistake Buhari ever made was to arrest him. The worst mistake ever. What is going to happen? I am taking IPOB to Abuja on the 17th of next month in our court case.
We are with you, sir. We are with you.
There will be 2 million people in Abuja.
Yes. I will be there. I will be there. I will be there with you, sir. I will be there.
We take the battle to our enemies.
Yes, sir.
And let me make this very clear to you. You are under oath.
Yes.
And by virtue of that oath, you are under direct order from me.
Yes.
Any day you wake up, you hear I've been arrested, burn Nigeria down to the ground.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Biafra must come. And when Biafra does come, everybody will be free. If Biafra is not free, none of you is going to be free. And that is why I have said it before and allow me to repeat. We have come to set all of you free. And if you allow this nonsense to continue, you'll be sunk. If you have not gotten your Somali visa, go and get it now. Because the zoo is gone. And the hell has arrived. Thank you for joining. Good day to you. And this is the first day of a new week. Today is the 9th day of July 2023, and this is Sunday. Sunday, 9th July 2023. I want to welcome you to this program today, especially on this day of the Lord. Of course, every day is a day of the Lord. But of course, you understand what we mean when we say the day of the Lord, the day that is symbolic of the risen Christ. Thank you all for joining. Wherever you're watching from, please click the like button and send this message on all your social media platforms and get people to be part of this today. This is Biafra Global Network. My name is Kelechi Ambrose, and I'm your host. And of course, as usual, your host. Some of my comrades would always want to come in to join in to discuss the issues. But basically, I will always be here, to talk. I want to tell you that we are moving forward, and the movement is gaining momentum. And I want to tell you that in spite of the distractions, in spite of the evils, in spite of the fights, the setbacks, Nobody can stop this movement of Biafra freedom. Nobody, nobody. If you think you are indispensable, just watch it. Once you think you are indispensable, move faster. That is how Chukwokike has designed it. So I am not indispensable. I am not important in this whole thing. If I begin to that moment, I will and I will be cut off. Somebody else will take my place. That's how God has designed it. When you begin to think, you begin to design things for yourself and for your selfish order, naturally you have already positioned yourself to be cut off. It is automatic. It is do anything about it, and that is why you have to be very sensitive to matters that have to do with the spirit, that have to do with Biafra. Very, very sensitive issues. Anything that is humanity and to the lives of people is connected to the program of God for a people or for people. That is very, very, very critical, that you take it with care. You deal with it with care. Or whenever you begin to get motivated by this selfish desires, by selfish activities, it is fundamental. No, but it's today, the moment I begin to think that it doesn't matter how long it takes, I begin to go down. You see, Biafrans must understand this. Anyone who has been is on a particular assignment now, carrying one activity or the other, just know that your time to go down is near if you are in this thing for selfish purpose. If I am in it for selfish purpose, my time to go down is near. So everybody must come to understand that Biafra is a program solely organized by the realm of the spirit, by Chukwokike. And that program designed by God himself. My brother, my sisters, don't come into it playing games. Don't come into it with lying tongues. Don't come into it trying to maneuver people or meander situations to your favor. Don't come into it thinking that you can just get away with anything. You are going to get some stuff on yourself if you are not careful. Thank you all for joining. This is Biafra Global Network. Like this video. Also share on all your social media platforms and let people join in. I know that people are busy all over the nations of the world doing one thing or the other. Today being Sunday, some people are in church, some people, went to the place of worship. Let's not say they're in church, they went to places of worship. Some people are busy here and there, attending to friends, attending to family members, but you are here, and of course some will watch later. We thank you, and I thank you. I said we because we on the accountability and transparency group, we are working together. So whenever you hear me say we, I am referring to the team I work with. And at the same time, I want to, before I go into the talk of today, I want to let you know that the accountability and transparency group need you to come together, you and I to come together to put heads together and hands together to free ourselves. You must understand that the movement for freedom requires your input, and that input coming from you and I is fundamental to how much we can be free. And if you think that somebody else should be doing it and you just stay somewhere and begin to castigate or begin to gossip or begin to find fault and all of that, you would end up not gaining the promised land. That's just it. We have lost so many people, and every Biafran today can attest of the fact that we are having so many people being killed in our land today. So many deaths. These people who are being killed today are coming from three kinds of people. Three kinds of people. One, Biafrans who are funding the killing of their own people. I want you to listen critically. This group of people, these three groups of people are responsible for the death of Biafrans today. Today, I'm talking about today. I'm not talking about during the time of the war, the Biafra war, the genocidal war against Biafra. I'm talking about now. These three sets of people are responsible. One, those who are funding the killings of our people by funding those who are working against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's program. people like Simon Ekpa and his rogue team, and any other person who is working against Biafra and who is working against the program of freedom. These are the first set of people. They are funding it ignorantly or intentionally. Now, the ignorant ones are those who don't want to really listen. They don't want to listen to the voice of reasoning. They don't want to actually reason out anything. They just want to go by the sentiments and emotion they have always worked on. And that is very dangerous. That is why we are always here to broadcast, so that we keep informing and informing. We understand, and I understand, that the narrative or the concept of helping people to be liberated based on what slavery has done to their mindset is critical. So it doesn't go easily. It doesn't stop easily. It doesn't go away easily. There need to be continuous and continual, words coming out and just trying to say the things and do the things that will make the people begin to learn little by little. Slavery, and especially for the people who have been born into slavery, as you and I are, from the time Nigeria was created and from the time of the, even before Nigeria was created, the time of the British rule and the British, the invasion of our land by the colonial masters, and all of these things began to cause us serious problems, because the mentality of slavery began to form a very fundamental aspect of our minds. And so our grandparents were born into it, our great-grandparents were born into it, and they gave birth to some others, and gave birth to some others, and gave birth to us, and we are giving birth to more people, and more people will be given birth to, based on this narrative of slavery. The mindset that is encapsulated in the thoughts or the reasoning style that is encapsulated in the mindset of our people, of our great-grandparents and our parents, our grandparents, and all of that, and that have also come into it, who are born into slavery, has caused the majority of problems we have today in Biafra program. And that is why you see that people can see white and they say it's milk. People can see white and they say, oh, of course, let's call it milk, because milk looks like white, so let's make it white. Because I don't want to say see white and call it red. No, people want to make milk look like white. There's a difference between white and milk color. Even if they are in the same family, like white, anything that looks like does not mean it is it anyways. It is like, but you have to understand the features to know if it has the same features with the white or with that stuff that you are narrating. Now, this is the problem we have now because of the mental slavery we have found ourselves. Our people have been resolved and projected into from our great-grandparents. And I remember I was talking with somebody, I think that was last month, and she said to me that you see, I was saying that she said she will be going to Port Harcourt tomorrow. And I said, where is Port Harcourt? Of course, that doesn't mean I don't know what she's talking about. I know where Port Harcourt is. But I said, where is Port Harcourt? She said, don't you know Port Harcourt? Why are you asking me this question? Because she knows that I know Port Harcourt. And I said, I don't know where Port Harcourt is. Please tell me, where is Port Harcourt? She said, I shouldn't say so. What am I trying to say? I said, are you referring, because I know maybe she doesn't know the name Iguacha. I said, are you referring to the name Iguacha? She said, what is Iguacha? What is Iguacha? Now you see, as a slave, she only understands the language of slavery. She doesn't understand the language of reality. She doesn't understand what is real and what is slavery, because we have these two narrative in our system now, what is real and what is slavery. And so she, even when I told her that Port Harcourt is Iguacha, the real name is Iguacha, she felt comfortable. She felt very comfortable identifying with the name Port Harcourt. In fact, she said that's Iguacha, Port Harcourt, me, I know. She felt very comfortable being in the realm of the slavery name, the name that suits what she was born into and what we are all born into. That is why, as humans or as created things, it is very, very important what we impute into ourselves or what we learn. That is why God was telling, David, he said, train up, or David was instructing, not God anyways, David was instructing, saying, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. There's something about our instinct when we begin to learn a particular thing according to an order. Our mind begin to get formed by that thing. So we have this set of people who are funding the organizations that are killing our people. And these are the people who are funding people like Simon Ekpa and his rogue team. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't want to be using the word DOS, because in DOS we have different kinds of people. We have the ignorant ones, we have those who are, who are deliberately doing the things they are doing, those who sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and those who are supporting those who sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, maligning or trying to, trying to overlook what has happened against our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And we have those who are just ignorantly there because their brain cells have been contaminated with the narrative of an emotion, where all they do is that they have emotional attachment to some stuff. As long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said that DOS is fundamentally it should be listened to, and know that what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu means is that in whatever you just support. So I don't want to go to that level and all of that. Thank you so much, Ego. Thank you. I'm this first person to send a message now. Well done, dear brother. Thank you too. Thank you. Appreciate you. Now, this first set of people are very, very, very they are committing suicide because they are funding what is killing them. They are funding what is killing them. I told you 3 kinds of people before I go into discussing the matters of today, because it is from this line we're going to enter into the matters of today. Now, these 3 kinds of people: 1, those who are funding what is killing them. They are the ones bringing out their monies every month, working hard in Europe, in UK, not in Europe generally anyways, even if UK has left the European Union. So in Europe, in UK, in USA, or in the Caribbean, or wherever they are working hard, in China, in Australia, wherever they are, in Antarctica, everywhere they are, because we see Biafrans everywhere in the world. In fact, anywhere you go in the world, you don't find a Biafran, run away from that place. Something is wrong. Even the coldest places in the world, they are there. That is how the Nigerian madness has driven our people to be scattered all over the nations of the world. That is why when we say we are about 120 million people scattered all over the nations of the world, we're not joking. It is real. Now, this set of people working so hard and then sending their monies to people like Simon, Azuka, and their rogue team to fund them, killing their family members, killing the people at home, killing their brothers and sisters, destroying the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, destabilizing ESN, causing commotion everywhere, and causing so much harm to the point that they themselves get so confused about what is happening and then begin to lay the blame on the people. They are funding the destruction. They are everything that is going wrong. They are the ones still complaining, saying that things are going bad. They are the ones still saying, I'm supporting these ones to continue to kill us, but things are going bad and we're not. Who are funding this whole criminality, and they are the ones complaining about the criminality, and yet don't have them to reason along the line of questions. Why is Simon and Co. and those people I'm supporting not doing anything about all these criminalities happening here? Why is that happening here? Why is that happening here? They're not asking questions. All they keep thinking to themselves is that, okay, this next month I'm going to raise. They need to do something further to stop the killings, funding the killings. Because if you look at, for instance, if you look at Simon, look at the narrative from the time he talked about stopping the election, and after collecting so much from you, the elections still was held. That tells you that something is wrong. The second kinds of people are directly involved in these killings, moral actions or by physical actions. These are the set of people funding this program of killing. These people are the ones planning the whole program, sitting in meetings with Simon and other people, deciding, also participating by putting in their monies, also representing, like people like Ngozi Arabuze, representing Nigeria, bringing funds from Nigeria and politicians to put into this thing to keep the narrative of confusion on, to not let it go down. These people are fundamental because they execute programs using the monies that people have contributed to kill themselves. These are the kinds of people that carry out the action. They also are part of those who have been, who are now critically rogue team of Simon and his crew, and working for other groups also in Biafra land. Now, I want you, as I say these things, to think deep into the things happening in Biafra land so that you can begin to understand those who are behind what is happening right now. The third set of people funding what is happening are those who are directly involved with Nigeria. That means the politicians getting the monies from the Fulanis on behalf of the British government, the behalf of the British, getting the monies and funding militias. They contract some of the people who say they are IPOB members. They contract some people who are politicians in Biafra land. These are the people bringing money from the Nigeria coffers to fund the killings of our people. If we don't begin to identify the source of our death, the source of our starvation, the source of our kidnappings, the source of our destruction, the sources that are causing these huge problems in our midst, we are going to continue to dance around and round and round. That is why Mazi and Nnamdi said, if we don't go in truth and honesty, we are going to have serious problems. We are not going to get Biafra in the next zillion years, in billions of years. We're not going to get it. That is why the key thing that has to happen now is that those who are true and who believe in what you're doing right now will begin to now reason critically. We want to know the cause of the situation we have found ourselves, the reason for the situations we have found ourselves. We must know. Now, I want to ask you a question. Where do you belong? From there now, we have gotten the three, those who fund it, those who are morally and otherwise funding, and those who are planning in different committees, in different platforms, organizing and killing our people, those who are directly funding, working hard in Europe, other parts of the world, you know, and then funding these programs of Simon Ekpa and other people, and then those who are taking money from Nigeria government, funding directly, Nigeria government representing the British order, and funding the criminality and the evils going on in Biafra land. So everything you see happening in Biafra land comes from these three categories of people. Everything you are seeing right now, everything you are seeing now, reason it out with me. Everything you are seeing now, because we want to go to the fundamentals of the problems we have. Now, the only way we're going to free ourselves from this problem, let me tell you the only way we're going to free ourselves from this problem. One, you should understand that the problem is fundamentally embedded. That means it is in the fabric of what we are doing. That means everywhere around you and I, there are agents. There are people, one way or the other, helping to sustain this evil happening to us. It might be you also, by your funding, by your support, by your social media. Yes, I support you, all these kinds of stuff. You are directly or indirectly supporting those who are killing you. How do you know? Let me use Simon, for instance, and so that you can use it to measure other groups. How do you know that Simon is a criminal and not working for you and using what you have to destroy you? Let me tell you how you're going to know. One, he came in by your support, right? You and I supported and agreed that and we supported him to come in, right? Am I correct? Yes. But remember, he told you that when we were asking Azuka to give, you know, the statement of account and give information about the things that have been happening with the funds, what Simon said was that internal destructive elements. Yes, that's it. Now, what Simon said is this. He said that Azuka is only responsible to him. That means she reports to him. Now, you supported Simon to come into the picture to help you be free. He now tells you that whatever the funds or whatever has to do with the funding of him helping you to be free, you don't have a right to question it. So when you give your funds to the account of Azuka's husband, Simon is telling you you don't have a question to ask Azuka. You don't have the justification. You don't have the right to ask Azuka to give account. And so he said Azuka is responsible to him. Azuka reports to him. Useful idiots is what they are called. Useful idiots. yeah. Thank you, Ego, for that. Useful idiots. Now, when somebody tells you that your brain should tell you something is wrong somewhere, it's as simple as that. I don't know how people, that's why Mazi Nnamdi said something is wrong with us. If that's why Mazi Nnamdi said, if you allow this nonsense to continue, hey, just go and get your Somala visa because you're waiting for the doomsday. It's coming. It's coming. You can't avoid. There's no way you can shy away from it. You are waiting for the doomsday because doomsday is approaching if you allow this nonsense to continue. That is why this time around we are very focused. In accountability and transparency group now, we don't joke. If you mess up, no matter who you are, including me, you are taken off. See, it has come to the time when people will take what belongs to them by force. Even scripture says it. The violent takes it by force. We have come to the time when our freedom is so important that all this nonsense narrative, all these gossips does not work anymore. Thank you so much, Massive. I call it Massive Media. I've been waiting for your message anyway. Thank you so much for the message. Because I know you'll always send message. I know Ego will send message. I know Edith Nedu will send message. I know Akanwa will send message. These are the people I know who always send message. And Ngozi, I think Ngozi also. And then, some of my people also, but consistently, you guys. See, let me tell you something. The time for freedom demands those who will stand by the truth. They are the ones to determine when we're going to be free. Not anybody who comes to say, I know when Biafra will be free, when Biafra is coming. No. The only people who understand and know when we're going to be free are those people who stand on the truth and honesty. And let me tell you something. Because they stand on truth and honesty, that is the time the clock begins to tick towards our freedom. Let me tell you this. I want to pass this information very well to you guys because we have been jokers all this while. We have people constituting nuisance here because they want to show their face on social media and just talk. The parties using them the term them so. Using them, term them so. Okay, the parties using them, term them so. Okay, because they idiotic to the extent that they are used to their own destruction. Useful idiots. If we say, I want you to use that's useful in the sense that thinking they are useful, and whereas they are idiots thinking they are useful. Thank you. Okay, I like that. I like that phrase. I think it's good. Also, because when someone thinks they are useful, and yet they are usefully stupid, they are useful idiots, sponsoring their own destruction and death. Let me tell every one of you here. I want to tell you because the time for us to be serious has come. The only people who know when Biafra is coming, and let me tell you, it's not as if they know the time. They know it by what they do. What they do ticks the clock towards the time Biafra is coming. Once those who are standing on the truth are refusing to stand on the truth and stop standing on the truth, the clock stops ticking. It stops ticking. It's on a standstill. It is waiting for those who will be truthful and come all out. You heard it from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You heard it. If you didn't hear it when we finish this broadcast, go to the beginning and hear what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that unless in truth and honesty, in the next billion of years, Biafra is not coming. And what do you think truth and honesty is? When you see the lies, you point them out. When you see truth, you point them out. You don't go by sentiment because you are close to this person, or because they are sending you money, or because they are supporting you when you're hungry. Then you think that you have to support them. The only people who know when Biafra is coming are those who are standing on the truth. Once they begin to take action, the time begin to tick towards freedom. The ticking of the timing towards Biafra is only going to begin when those who are on the path of truth come together. And that is why accountability group, a transparency group have been established for you to come in and become one of those who are going to make things work. The clock will begin to tick when we begin to take time and take action towards our freedom. Thank you so much, Madam Ifi. Happy Sunday to you too. Thank you so much. So if you are sitting somewhere and crossing your leg, oh, hello, Kelechi, Madam Ifi. Thank you. I just saw that hello, Kelechi here now. Thank you so much. So if you are thinking that you will cross your leg somewhere and thinking that somebody will, all you do is to sit down and castigate people and blame people and then complain, you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time. Except you come to join the accountability and transparency group. Now, let me tell you one uniqueness about accountability and transparency group. One, no matter who you are a very bona fide contributor, a very bona fide leader, and a very bona fide embodiment for the freedom of Biafra. What do I mean? Whether you are rich, whether you are poor, whether you have been here for years, those who like bragging that they have been an IPOB for years, no matter who you are, once you come in there, once you have an idea, your idea counts. Everything about you counts. You know why? It is about ideas, about persons. In fact, your person is valued when your idea is unique. You have what it takes and you have something to offer. You are capable of doing some stuff or offering some ideas. You are. Nobody comes to project themselves as those leading the group. Everyone is a leader by what they can offer. Number one, they are useful to the enemies, and at the same time, own people they should protect. That's it, correct? That's it, correct. That's the very good summary of that fact. Now, the point 2 of accountability and transparency group is this. No matter how much you have or how much you don't have, you are important. We don't base importance on your pockets or how much you can offer. When you have to offer, you offer it. But you cannot control the group because you have the resources. You are subject to the collective will and decision of the group. So the objectives that we have are fundamental and sacrosanct. That means very, very important, or the most important. That's what sacrosanct means. That means very, very important, very, very important, very, very important. The ideas you have is more important than any other individual. So you have to understand that when you come in, you automatically become someone who can restore Biafra. Let me tell you how it works. Nobody is allowed to just sit down and complain in this generation we have. That is why the accountability group has come, so that you don't say that one man is there fronting everything and deciding everything. No, now you have a platform where you can come in and be part of those who will free everybody. So as much, it's just like when you have football, you have the spectators. The spectators always know how to play the match more than the footballers in the field. That's what it is. But now give the opportunity for the spectator to go down there and play the football, then you now know how terrible they are. So now the field is open. You say you know how the ball should be kicked into the goalpost, then come in. We will rub minds together and make decisions together. Now, I gave you 3 categories of people who are causing the destruction and killings in Biafra land today. 3 categories of people. 1, those who are working so hard all over the nations of the world, including the zoo, and funding Simon and Azuka's militia group, or funding them, their rogue team, giving them, contributing. You are contributing to your own death or the death of your members, your family members. Once you give to them, you are already part of those who are killing our people in Biafra land. So all the deaths going on and that you are complaining about, if you have funded Simon before, you have funded some of these militia groups, you are part of those contributing to their death. So don't think that it is unless you see people like Butuzo and all those people going to the field and start killing people, that's when they are the killers. No, you that is able to bring out money that could inspire these killers to go and kill our people, you are part of the killers. And the same punishment will come upon you when the time Chukokike Abiyama comes to carry out punishment, or when the law of Biafra comes. So check yourself. Are you part of those funding Simon and his rogue team or any other group? If you are part of them, then know that you are part of those killing our people in Biafra land. Just recently, we have had so many deaths in our land. So many deaths caused by so many destruction of businesses of people. Monies contributed. Some of them got loan. Some of them, oh my God. So many things. So many people have lost their businesses. Accomplices, yes, thank you so much. In law, there's a particular word I'm trying to remember in law that it is called. It is also accomplice, but there's a particular narrative, a particular word that you can be sued with. You know, in law, there's a particular word, if I can remember now. I'm trying to remember very, very well. When I remember, I'll let you know. You're an accomplice because you are funding criminality. Thank you so much, Edith Nedu. Good to see you. Been expecting your message. Good to have it here. Good evening, Brad Kelechi. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for joining. Thank you. Thank you. You are funding the killings of our people. The blood of Biafrans dying in Biafra land would be on your head, will be on your head, will be on your head. I said it 3 times. If you are part of those giving money to Simon and others, if you are part of those giving them monies, the blood will be on your head. The blood will be on your head. Aiding, abating it. Those who are accomplices are those who aid and abate. 2, there are other people who are also part of the DOS, who are also funding militias. If you are part of those funding those ones, I've told you before, not all those in DOS know what they're doing. Some of them are ignorantly following those people. And of course, if you keep hearing this message and you keep ignorantly following them, the blood will be on your head too, because you keep hearing the truth and you don't want to accept the truth. So every one of you, whether on the DOS platform or the so-called Simon and his militia group, because they are not, autopilot means it means automatic programming and function. It's a function. It's not a group of people. So those who are talking about autopilot, meaning Simon, no. Autopilot is a function which Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu pronounced and said we're in the mood now for autopilot. That means the function now we're operating with, is the function of autopilot. So those people who are funding Simon's group and funding some of those who are in the DOS who have militia groups killing our people, and also you are part of those killing Biafrans, and the blood is on your head, you would have the same repercussion because you are aiding and abating the death of our people. Do you know how many people have lost their businesses because Simon and Co decided that they want to carry out sit at home? People have lost their businesses. People have lost money. Some of them collected loans. Some of them sold some properties to get those monies to start businesses. Some of them are just got some family people they talked to and begged and got the money to start a business. Some of them even went so far to work so hard and save so hard and then make money to start their own businesses. Yet a group of people with guns who are claiming to be standing and working for the people jump into the whole process and began to destroy the people's businesses, break their business and materials, their assets and all of that, destroyed and scattered their businesses. Children are busy crying, they ignore them, they shoot at bikes, they burn their Okada, they burn their keke, they shoot directly at people, and all of that, all these criminal activities. Your money being in with Simon and those rogue people is part of what is causing this, and you also will not go scot-free. So you have to understand this. You have to understand this. That is why you have to be careful where you put your money. You have to be careful where you put your money, because we're tired of those people who have made themselves. We're tired of those who have made themselves the instruments indirectly by funding or otherwise, putting their monies in the killing program that have been designed by Simon and his rogue team, or those people in the DOS who have this rogue program too. Those of you putting your monies in those places, you are part of the killing. So those of you watching videos, hey, they have killed him, or they have destroyed this one's property, or hey, they have done this in Biafra land, hey, something is happening. If you are going to tell yourself the truth, then listen right now. If you are part of those contributing, you are part of those that caused that video that you are looking at now and screaming, you are part of those who funded that video. Because we must begin to identify these problems. And any of you who see these people who refuse to stop funding these people like Simon and other people, if you see them and they are still funding them, and anytime you see them, tell them to their face that they are wicked and the blood of Biafrans is on their head. The blood of Biafrans is on their head. Tell them straight. And I would advise you, if they refuse to stop, get yourself away from them, because the curse will rub off on you. The curse will rub off on you. Just get yourself away from them. Because this message I'm bringing from, the words of Mazi and Kanu. Mazi and Kanu said, you are to protect the people and not kill them. Those of you who have not watched it, once you start this, once we end it now, you can go to the beginning, listen to that brief video. Mazi and Kanu said, you are expected to protect the people and not kill them. And it is not only those who go on the field carrying the guns and shooting at our people that are killing them. It is you also that is helping those people carrying those bullets and all of that, funding them by giving Simon and other people money to buy bullets. Because anytime Simon doesn't have money to give to them, they will leave him, they will desert him. They are there for their monies. But you are making it possible for Simon to contract them, Simon and Azuka. You are the one making it possible. You. And it must end now. It must end now. It must end. I want you guys to know something. You see, we are not being careful to observe circumstances and situations and things. That is why things are getting worse by the day. And that's why I told you initially that it is only when those who are standing on the path of truth, when they begin to do the right thing, that is when the clock will start ticking again towards our freedom. Mazi and Kanu have said it, that for the next zillions of years, if we refuse to stand on truth and honesty, go back to the beginning of this program after this broadcast. After you finish listening, go back to the beginning and listen to that voice message from Mazi and Kanu. Until we begin to stand for truth and honesty, Biafra will never come. So if you think that all this dancing around the market square naked that Simon and Co are doing will give you freedom, you are just a big fool, a fundamental fool for that matter. A fundamental fool. And let me tell you, I want to tell those who are thinking that those whom Simon is trying to manipulate, telling you that it is his seat at home, because we know Mazi and Kanu is coming out soon. That one is sure. Mazi and Kanu is coming out soon. But let me tell you, Simon is not responsible. He already has the intel that Mazi and Kanu is coming out. And he decided to organize a seat at home to make it look like it is his action that will make Mazi and Kanu to be free. It is not his action. If he actually wanted to carry out an action, he would have stopped the election. That is when the real action was necessary, not now. So let me tell you guys, the action now that Simon is carrying, everything dancing around the market and killing our people, has nothing to do with the freedom of Mazi and Kanu that is coming. No, it has nothing to do with it. So you have to understand that now. So if you think that, because of course he's going to come out very soon and tell you, you see, the sit at home and everything we did has worked out. No, you only funded his organization. You only funded his militia. He never believed that Mazi and Kanu will come out. And so what he did, he started giving himself positions until he called himself a crime minister. And then he had all these criminals around him dancing around, without portfolio. occupying offices without portfolio. Moses, Hezekiah, thank you so much. Only the truth shall set us free. Only the truth shall make us free. Beloved Mazi, may I suggest you Google these countries in Africa and beyond. And so on. I'll do that, please. I'll do that. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. Please send me a message to remind me. Please send me a message on WhatsApp. Please, Max, and check it out. Thank you so much for that. They are no more talking about the house in America. We're waiting for him. He said he's going to inaugurate it and he's going to open it. And when he's opening it, I want to remind those people who are his supporters. Remember, try to remind, put that flag emboldened in coat of arms, as he said, going to be designed up of that building, and then by the right-hand top of where he told you, I've been telling you so many things, and yet you are still there. People are stealing on you, on your head. You're so ignorant, and then you are going around dancing around for them. So if he is going to inaugurate, as he said, that flag must be put boldly in front. Not that one they are hanging at the corner, left-hand side, hanging. No, put it boldly in front of the house, and then put the coat of arms just directly in the middle of the house, up top of the middle of the house, and then by the, by the right-hand side also, the coat of arms must be on that building to show that he actually acquired that building and they are in control. That is Biafra House. He calls it or called it Biafra House. So everything must be done to prove that it is Biafra House. We are waiting for him. And for those of you who are stupid and ignorant, who keep dancing around and following, we are waiting also to teach you. And of course, we know you will not learn because you are stiff-necked, you are hardened, but we'll keep telling you the truth until the truth will make you free. Until the truth will make you free. Stop the funding of these guys, Simon, his rogue team, and all the people, or else the blood of Biafrans will be on your head. You see those ones who are dying now, losing their businesses and all of that. If you think that they are crying, their cry to God is going to come, it's not going to be responded to by God, then you are a joker. When people are oppressed and they cry to God, when people are killed and they cry to God, their blood is revenged by God. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. So if you think that those whom Simon and co destroying their properties, killing them, are just dying for nothing or losing their businesses for nothing, their cries are not going up to God, then you are a joker. Their cries will get up to God, and automatically it begins to send vengeance to everybody, whether those who funded them by giving money to Simon and co, or those who directly caused this trouble. So that is why we're teaching you these things, because these are principles and very, very important details you have to have here. Mazi Nnamdi said, in truth and honesty. In truth and honesty. In truth and honesty. Thank you so much, Ego. Let him, he wants my attention. Let him go and open his channel and let me come and watch him. I need to watch him. So, when people say, did you support Simon before? I begin to wonder how they reason. Did you support Jonathan before? Did Jonathan do anything for you? Did you support Wazirike before? Didn't Wazirike fall by the side? Even God himself supported Saul in the Bible before. Until Saul fell, and God said, I've rejected Saul. So who am I? They said, because I don't know his heart. I don't know his heart. He came on clean, and we all came out to support him. And then he now shows us who he is, and then we desert him. The same way also, God, who knows Saul's heart, still supported Saul and gave Saul the support and called him the one I've chosen. And the Bible describes how handsome Saul is or was and everything. And yet, when Saul fell, God said, I've rejected him. The same God who knows Saul's heart and knows that he's going to lose it. God says he has rejected him. You're coming here to ask me a question. Or did I support Simon or not? You just daft. You are very, very daft. Are there people whom you have not supported in life, and later they did something wrong and you are disappointed? You are very ignorant. Have you done business with somebody before and then you discover that they wanted to dupe you or they duped you? But you never believed they would dupe you. You thought they are friends. Have you had people that you had as friends and they betrayed you? How did you know they betrayed you? By their actions. So when people take actions, that's when you know their heart. By their fruits, we know them. So if I supported Simon before, it's not an issue. You are just dumb and your brain is working anti-clockwise. And because of that, you're just looking for anything to, I don't know. We you know, I said that slavery has really bastardized the mindset of our people. They always want to dwell on the trifle. What is the fact now? The fact here is that we have to move forward, and we have to move forward from these shenanigans of betrayal and backstabbing that Simon and Co have done to us, including some members of the DOS. We have to move forward. That is the narrative. So what does a reasonable person do? When they come to a group like this, they ask you questions. Please, how do we go forward? How do we meet? What do we do? That's the question they ask. Not coming to say, didn't you support them before? And all that. You are a dumb person, very dumb. And I don't entertain dumb people. I don't have time for dumb people. Nigerian governments are rejoicing from Madam Ifi that we are killing ourselves. They are clapping and rejoicing what Indigo are doing to themselves. So sad. We are the ones killing ourselves. And it is funded by those who are giving money to Simon and Co. And that is why this message today, because I want to remind you of what Mazi, that's why I said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and what is happening now. So that you can remember what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said initially and what you are doing now. What is happening now, how you are the cause. How you are the cause. Massive Media said I previously sent you some info regarding such and so many others that I feel are very helpful to what we are genuinely pursuing. Please send me again and please remind, please, I beg you. I beg you, I'll try to read it this time because there are so many messages on that WhatsApp stuff. I don't know where to begin. Sometimes I look at it, I just get weak. I say, where do I begin? Please send it again. I'll try this time around to check it out. If you don't stop funding Simon and his rogue team, you are a bloody person. You are part of sniffing life out of our people. You are part of destroying the businesses of people. You are part of killing our people. You are part of the kidnapping going on. The kidnapping that Gaddafi and Co are into under Simon. You are part of it. The one he calls his police board. The guy is the board. You know, somebody is a board, police board. You are part of it. So stop funding them, or else the evil that is coming will destroy you and your generations to come. It is not because I said it. It is just the law. It is a natural law. We know that there are people taking money from Nigerian government to fund this program, like the politicians, building more militias to kill our people, taking money from the Fulani government that is working for the British. We know there are people who they don't fund, but they are the ones arranging the program. They are the ones sitting down to discuss. They are the ones planning what the next action they're going to take. Be you whoever you are, if you are intellectually contributing to making sure that Simon and Co, or those fallen people in the DOS, if you are part of those teaching them or advising them or giving them ideas on what to do, you are also part of those who will be destroyed soon. That is the message I have for you this afternoon. That is the message I have for you this afternoon. That is the message I have for you this afternoon. But I want to assure you, we are ready to move forward. We are ready to move forward. Moving forward takes a decision or a will, the will of every one of us, the will of every one of us, the will of every one of us. And that will must come from your decision. You must decide to exude that willpower you have within you, whether you are, let me tell you something, people, you don't understand. In every project, let me take you to the building of the temple in the book of 2 Kings. In the book of 1 Kings, when Solomon began to build the temple. Let me tell you the story. When Solomon began to build the temple, let me tell you the kinds of people God brought to Solomon. He brought people who are skilled. They have the intellectual capacity. He brought those who have the resources. He brought those who have the money and those who have other resources. He brought those who have the intellectual capacity. And then he brought the workmen, those who can do the work physically. In every project, you have those who can do the work physically. You have those who have the expertise, the intellectual capacity or the intellectual ability to design programs. Then you have those who have the resources, who can contribute, whether financially or otherwise. These are the kinds of people. Every project that is of God has these three kinds of people. Any project, any kind of project, whether of God or of the devil, they have these three kinds of people. So when it comes to the program of God, these three kinds of people too are needed. Those who have the money. In Biafra land today, we have so many people with lots of resources, money. They can fund. One of them can bring the money that can give us the whole weapons we will need to defeat the zoo. Edith Nnamdi says Simon has rubbished the Biafra struggle. No, he has not. I want to tell you, he has only rubbished himself, because nobody can rubbish Biafra struggle. He has rubbished himself. He might have delayed us. He might have caused the clock to stop ticking, but that is why the accountability and transparency group is come now to rescue the situation. The only way it will happen now for the clock to start ticking is when you and I, standing on the truth, will come under the auspices of accountability and transparency group and begin to do the right thing. When we begin to take action, the clock will start ticking again towards the freedom. That is the only time you know that Biafra freedom is coming. But as long as you sit back and all you want to do is to complain, to insult, and to do any other thing that is that any other thing but coming to join the accountability and transparency group, you are on the path of the negative. That means you are supporting the stopping of the clock. You are supporting and you are causing the clock to stop ticking. You are causing delays. You are causing denials. You are causing the sufferings of our people. And as much as we allow the clock to stop ticking, the Fulanis are advancing. They are advancing. They are not resting. They are advancing. They are advancing. I want to tell you again, they are advancing. If you think that you and I are just here and all you are doing dancing around naked and on social media, supporting those you want to support because of your emotional attachment to them, if you and I are here doing this, the Fulanis are already strategizing. And they are using some of us too to strategize, because it is Biafrans and Odudua people that strategize for them. They don't know anything. They're daft. They are the ones who strategize for them. They pay them money because they know you like money. They know we like money. And so they contract our people. And one thing you should know, when you're coming into the transparency and accountability group, don't think you're coming to fund cabals. We're not ready for cabals. Nobody, we don't have cabals. If we want to have cabals, we have cabals of the people and the people standing on the path of truth. So let it be cabal of truth and justice, not cabal of manipulation, cabal of manipulating the whole process and wanting to do things to favor yourself. We weed people out once we see that they are dangerous to our, because the time for nonsense has come and gone. This time around, no nonsense. We're not taking nonsense. If I be the nonsense, let them take me away. That's why I keep saying it on media, so that my words can stand against me. Because as I keep saying it on media, my words will stand against me. The day I'm going to misbehave, they'll come to my broadcast, they'll say, you said this sort of time, they'll cut it out and play to me. That is why it's good to speak out. Because when you speak out the truth, it will stand against you in the day you go contrary to the truth. The reason why we can stand against Simon today, because he has said so many things that are lies. And so we have those things against him. But he doesn't have anything to justify what he says about us. That is why he cannot come today to say anything. Somebody was telling me, somebody was just telling me that, Simon said that Shadow has been captured. We are planning to release Mazi and Kanu, but Shadow cannot release him. You look at dumb argument. You see how, I don't know how you people follow people without looking at them well and engaging them intellectually. You follow people without weighing them spiritually. You follow people because they are weighing, at the same time weighing their content and their psychological disposition. That is how you measure people, by their actions, by their words, by the things they do. Don't follow. You can understand it. How can somebody come to social media and start telling Biafrans that the accountability group says they can release, they are fighting to release Mazi and Kanu, and Shadow has been captured, and then they cannot release, and they cannot free Shadow. He captured. We are not daft like you, Simon. We're not daft like you people. So you think when we're talking about releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to come and start using, come and start exchanging gunshots in our land like that? We exchange gunshots and start fighting ourselves and start fighting you and your group. We're not there for those nonsense. Those are childish. We don't kill our people. Some of our people are in criminality. Some of them have joined you committing criminality. When the time comes, the law will deal with them. If Chukwokike doesn't deal with them the way he wants to deal with them, he leaves them to us to deal with them with the law. We're going to do that. So you see that you are so daft and dumb, Simon, that you think that fighting for Mazi, to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu means to carry gun and start moving around Biafra land, looking for who to attack and to fight. You think that's how it is? That is why we are more intelligent than you and more strategic. It is not by forming militia groups. We are more strategic. We are more professional. We sit to discuss. We sit to analyze. We reason very well. Because anything we're going to do must be something that will give us results, not things to destabilize our land or destroy our land. No, it must be something that will target the source of the problems. So thinking that we'll bring some men and start going after your men and trying to free Shadow does not make sense. So your argument is flawed. Your argument is baseless. Your argument is ignorant. You are daft, and so you are just like a just like Ego has said, bragging about stupidity. You are just being stupid. When I heard it, I just laughed. I heard it this morning that he made in his broadcasts. He said that we say we want to free Mazi. See, people who want to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they cannot come and free Shadow. Look at how dumb he is. Very idiotic, dumb fellow. Look at how he thinks that because he has militia. We are not people of militia because we are of truth, transparency, and accountability. So we don't run militia program. No, we don't do that. Kidnapping people and all of that. We don't do all of that. But we are coming very, very well with nice program that will save our land, not to destroy our land. And that is what we're calling on people who are on truth and transparency to come out now. Those who have the resources, you have the money, you have the intellectual capacity, you have the ability to work and to do some stuff together. You know. Masif says, how is Papa Ejima? I hope all is well with him and his family. Yes, everything is well with him, Papa Ejima. Very, very well. Very, very well. They are fine. They're very fine. They're very fine. We discussed yesterday too. We talked yesterday, so he's fine. And he's still intact. Very intact. His family is intact. You don't go in all these militia programs where you look at Simon, and those people following him are so idiotic that I don't know. He comes on social media to publish people's names and faces and to tell you that he's kidnapping them and all of that. And yet you are still following killers and kidnappers. Is it that you people, is it that something is wrong with your brains? Why is it that our people are emotionally attached to people and they find it hard, no matter what the people have done wrong, they find it hard to say the truth? You know why? Because they are still under the mental slavery program of the British. That is why somebody can look at me or look at you and know that you have done something right, rather than then telling you, saying that, yes, what you did is right. They would hold on to what you have done that they think they will use against you because maybe that thing didn't favor them. So they will now use it, manipulate it to use it against you rather than speaking out that you are right. We are not violent. Thank you so much, Edith Nedu. Sorry, Ego said we're not violent. Not at all. We're not violent. So the narrative, that is, you see, you know one thing that happened in the book of First Kings. Is it First Kings or Second Kings? Yes, First Kings. First Kings. You know, building of the temple, you know, was yes, First Kings. When Elijah was running away from Jezebel, you know what happened to him? Let me tell you what happened to him. When he was running and hiding, God came to him, and God said, "What are you doing here?" He said, well, I am this, I'm the only one remaining. God said, I have about 6,000 people or so. I forgot, yes, about 6,000 people and ready there, out there who have not bowed to Baal. So if you're thinking that you are the only one that is available, you are just wasting your time. In fact, because of what you have said now, I'm going to lead you to one called Elisha. You're going to go anoint him. He's going to take your place after you. So God was telling him that I have people. I'm the creator. Now, there's one critical event, thing that happened along that line. When Elijah was in that cave, suddenly a mighty storm and all of that came. Mighty storm came. And the Bible tells us that God was not in it. A wind came, mighty lightning, and everything came again. And the Bible tells us God was not in it. Everything was coming, so many activities. The Bible tells us that God was not in it. Then you know what happened? Then a solemn quietness was restored. Quietness was restored. And that was when he heard the voice of the Lord. What are you doing here? So the voice of the Lord was in the quietness, which means that there is a narrative of peace that comes with a well-organized program when it comes from Chukwokike. So the Accountability and Transparency Group has come with a program to secure Biafra land, to secure our peace, not to create militias for destruction like Simon's group is doing. We are here for peace, solemn. So Simon thought that the noise, that noise will entail the Accountability and Transparency Group. No, we are not in the noise. We are not in the noise making. We are not on that path of noise. So he does it and goes with his men, does all those gra-gra, all those noise, those things that, you know, that just like the scripture tells us that the noise came and Elisha was thinking God was in it. Later, he found out God was not in it. Do all those stuff. So he thought we were in the same level with him. Simon thought we are on the same level with him, down with arms and ammunition to start looking for shadow. He thought we were on the same level with him, carrying guns, destabilizing Biafra land. So we're going to come with gun and go and start shooting people. God, Biafrans need your help. Yes, Edith Nedu, yes. God is in charge. His ways are not the ways of men, okay. Thank you so much, Ego. Yes, that's it. His ways are not the ways. So Simon thought that our ways are his ways. Carrying guns and bringing cultists to invade the innocent people, whereas the barracks in Biafra land, the military barracks are there, they never attack them. The houses of politicians are there, they never attack them. They were going after common people who were suffering. That's not our way. We're not on that level. We are not on that level. So if he thought that we're going to come on his level, we pass him. So we don't need to come carry gun around, but we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. And Okike is guiding us step by step. That is why I'm telling you now, if you're out there, you need to come join us so that you can be on the path of truth, because the blessing that comes with being on the path of truth is generational. It's generational. If we are going to heal our land and bring our land back to the concept of peace and tranquility, you would discover that it takes everybody who is on the path of truth to come together. That is why the Transparency and Accountability Group is calling upon you right now, because we're working on the autopilot program and function under the Transparency and Accountability Group. I feel very astonished, Ms. Livia says, I feel very astonished watching 9 Niger TV stations discussing the inabilities and uncoordinativeness surrounding Biafra agitation. Chai, what a shame. It's because of these people who have caused all of this stuff. GCK, thank you so much, Ngozi Elizabeth. Yeah, Ngozi, good to have you here. Thank you so much. Now, you know, you don't blame it. You know, the enemies would always want to use the things that they are doing against you to use it to weaken the minds of the people. What the Zoo media is doing is that they use the narrative of what they are funding. What Nigeria does is this: they fund the confusion, then they use their media to publish those confusion, to weaken the minds of other people to think that they are winning, so that the people will feel weak. That is why you hear some Biafrans, what I'm hearing, if you hear the news going on around now, I don't understand. If I say this Biafra project don't scatter, if I say this thing don't tire me, I beg, I don't want to be part of this again. You know why? It is coming from the enemies. The British tell the Fulanis to fund this. The Fulanis fund the confusion using the politicians in Biafra land who have allowed themselves to be used in Biafra land, and they carry out this and confusion. Then their Zoom media to publish all of this confusion, these things, and then they'll begin, when our people begin to hear this message from the Zoom media and other platforms which are not of the Zoom media, the other platforms that have been put over the zoo, and from those they have bribed people like Simon and Co, using their monies to feed people, some wrong messages and all of that, as they are carrying confusion in Biafra land, and then begin to say, my God, what is going on? Black said this thing not go work in. Oh my God, they are killing our people. They are killing our people. This is happening and all of that. Now, at that point in time, they does these days, they fund your killing, they fund the to announce the confusion so that you can confused. You can be weak. This is the time to be strong, not to be weak. We were no pigs. We don't roll in malls. Thank you so much, Ego, for that. We don't roll in malls like Simon and Co. coming to. So you are waiting for us to bring AK-47, start going to the bush and start looking for and start killing people and start looking for shadow. We don't rub ourselves, with shit. We don't rub ourselves with shit. We don't roll in the malls. Thank you so much, Madam Ifi says they said show us what you are doing. Bragging online is not what we need. Action should be secret. That's it. We are planning. That is what intelligence. Network cut me off, and now it is back. The network cut me off, and now it is back. I guess you guys can hear me, and I hope I'm coming out. I hope I'm coming out. Please, somebody let me know. The network cut. Okay, can you hear me now, please? I don't know what is happening to the network signal. It sounds we have a challenge here. If okay, I can see myself now. Okay, so the network signal is trying to play some open to all Biafrans, open to all Biafrans. One, everyone who has the brain to organize, to plan, to put this together with others to create good program for our freedom. Two, those who have resources and funds to make sure can be executed on behalf of Biafra, those who can actively participate in carrying out these actions on various capacities. So these are the people we want under the Hospital and Transparency Group. And once you come in, we are going to be able to find out how much you can effectively work to see that we all come together to do all of this stuff. And I can show you that if you have the right mind, you would definitely. If you have the, that's how it happens. It's the spirit of Biafra. So that you can just come and late because you want to be a spy for Simon or any other person, and you just come in there and just think you can be a spy. You will be exposed, and when you will be exposed, it will be very shameful for you. To be very shameful because you'll be exposed. And anyhow, yes, Edith Nedu is the network problem. The signal is poor, but now I think it's a bit stable. If I can say, I don't know if you can get me clearly now or better. So if you want to be part of it, the number is on the screen. Join in, call the number, and or send a message. If the call doesn't go through, send a message because we want to come together. The purpose is to stay on what Mazi Nnamdi has in mind as we await his coming. As we await his coming, that is coming soon. He's been released soon. He's going to be out soon. As we await his coming, and then we all would put together a house that is prepared, a bride. Let me call it a bride, as the Bible says also, you know, in Revelation, the book of Revelation, chapter 22 or so. Is it? Yes. And you know, the marriage supper and all of that. So we're going to be prepared as a bride waiting for Mazi Nnamdi, and that bride entails you and I who are standing on the path of truth. And the path of truth is those who are standing on the path of truth that are waiting for Mazi. We are working, not just sitting dormant in non-activity, but we're in activity and not dormant. We're not in activity but dormant. No, we are in activity and yet not dormant. Because you can be dormant yet in activity. And that is what is happening around all these guys who are using themselves to become a stooge to the problem and to what we all stand for, being a stooge to all what we stand for. We are here out now to determine people, serious-minded people. We don't want people who they just come into a group and all they do is start gossiping. No, we don't want those kinds of people in our midst. Once we get you, this time around, we're not joking. Once we discover you, give us a clue, we remove you. Collectively, we decide and we remove you. That's what we have decided. So I'm also talking to those who are in accountability and transparency group now. If you are there now, you think you want to constitute nuisance, you want to start gossiping, all you are doing is suspect people and gossip and want to malign other people's reputation, destroy their reputation for baseless things that are composed in your mind based on your mindset and your criminality in your mindset, you are going to be expelled from the group. We don't joke with it. We are here ready for, and the expelling is not by one person. The group will decide unanimously because we have decided now that we want to be serious and focused. We don't want people who come and distract us. We want people who are serious-minded. So get ready. If you're coming in, just know that you must be serious-minded, not somebody who come and gossip. All you do is call the other person, call members, or begin to form cabals and begin to gossip around here and gossip around what one person is not doing well or one person is not talking very well. Or no, if you have any issues, you bring it on the public space during our meetings. You raise your stuff politely, raise your objections or your observations. We discuss it. We are for every reasonable human being. For those teaching them until they become reasonable, and then they can now make a choice to join us or not. The onus is on us who are reasonable to come together right now. If you're reasonable out there, if you think that you want to live your life being a spy, all you do is any group you hear that people are called to join, you want to go there and start being a spy for other people. Well, if you live your life like that, just know that you're going to be destroyed. We are not the ones to cause the destruction. You are going to destroy yourself by yourself because the spirit of Biafra will haunt you and bring you out. And at the same time, if the spirit of Biafra allows you to leave, then he'll be leaving you. He'll be allowing you to leave for us to deal with you with the law of Biafra when the time comes. So if you're coming to join the accountability and transparency group, come with a clear conscience, good conscience, come with the right motive, come with what you can offer, whether you can offer your intellectual property, you can offer your ability, physical ability, or you can offer your resources to carry out the program of the platform. We have lots of things to do, and we need people who have the monies, people who are looking for where to invest. This is the right time to invest because in transparency and accountability group, everything is in the open. We don't hide it. We don't hide what we're doing. we make sure that everybody is carried along, everybody goes along, because everybody is part of the action. The idea comes from you and I, and so we all are in the know of what we want to do. So that is what we're doing. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out soon, and this is what we are going to be doing and continuing what we're doing. What is happening right now is so pathetic and painful. You know, he only copies people's ideas. He didn't do. Yes, that's what he does. Once you give someone an idea, he copies it, and then he kicks you out of the system and carries it on. You know, we'll continue to mention Simon and others because there's no way we cannot refer to evil when we're talking about good. We must point out the evil going on. I want Biafrans to understand, those of you who are in Biafra land, please be careful how you move and how you go. Be careful who you discuss with and all of that. So many things are happening. The evil people are going around, and the wicked going around seeking whom to devour, and you have to be very careful and very observant around your area, your community, and all of that. For those of you who are traveling, moving around, be careful, please be very, very careful. These are the trying times and difficult times, but we're going to surmount this situation that we are right now. We're going to surmount it. I can assure you that. And of course, on behalf of the Accountability and Transparency Group, I can assure you that. I don't speak of myself. I don't speak of my own. I speak on behalf of the Accountability and Transparency Group. So everything I'm doing here, speaking, and everything we say here, I am representing the Accountability and Transparency Group. I don't do anything of my own. I don't take a decision on my own. We do things together. So this platform, as much as we have other platforms, like the platform of Madam Ifi, we have the platform of Kamriken, we have the other platforms, you know, other people who are speaking the truth and who are doing the right thing. We are together working effectively to make sure that we publish the gospel of truth all to Biafrans all over the nations of the world. And that is what we want to achieve, to make sure that we free ourselves from this mental slavery first before we can free ourselves from physical bondage that we have found ourselves. And I assure you that if we don't do we need to do according to the zoo, will become a graveyard for all of us. And that is why we don't want it to be, because under the zoo, even if you have your name as your nation separate, as long as you're zoo, it becomes a graveyard. You don't have identity of your own. That is why we're talking about the Oduduwa nation, we're talking about Biafra nation, we're talking about other nations. It's not about the Thank you all for joining and watching. I know that I don't want it to be more than 1 hour, 30 minutes, at least 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes. I broadcast every day. Please share this broadcast on all your platforms. Like this this broadcast, subscribe to the channel if you have not. We have to expand our reach. We have to call other people to be part of it. We have to expand our reach. We have to make sure that people, you know, victory is ours. Thank you so much, Akongwa. Good to have you here. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all. Everyone who is a lover of freedom, share this broadcast on all your social media platforms. Let people, encourage people, send it privately, let them listen to the gospel of truth. And then also, you have to subscribe to this channel if you have not. So many people have unsubscribed because they don't believe in truth. But for those who believe in truth, you have to subscribe so that we can show them that they cannot defeat us. We shall continue to increase. You know, Kelechi Ambrose on Twitter, the subscription is increasing. At a point, they unsubscribe until I got to 1,000 plus. Now it has gone over 2,000 plus again. People are coming to identify the truth. But this channel also must grow in that regard. We are about 2,000 plus, but we need to, you know, at a point it went down again, and then now it's going up little by little. So we have to take it up together and make sure it grows. And somebody says you are here because you want to grow channel. People are funny. Anyways, I don't have time to argue with people. We came here to disseminate the gospel of truth and to get people to believe in the gospel of truth and to follow after the path of truth. and to go by the words of Elohim, who has called us to free ourselves. The job and the responsibility of freedom is not on the shoulders of anybody. It is on our shoulders. That's why we're calling you to come and join the accountability group to be part of what we're doing. Thank you all. I appreciate you so much. So much. I always enjoy these your emojis. They are very interesting. So thank you so much. Tomorrow again, hopefully by God's grace, I'll be here to speak further into the facts of truth and to make sure that we continue to share this gospel of truth. I want to thank you all who have sent your messages. Those of you always engage in the comment section. I want to thank you all. Those of you also who come to constitute nuisance on the comment section. Thank you for joining, and continue to constitute nuisance until the gospel of truth can hijack your mind, and then you will now regret what you have been doing. You know, that's what we are praying, that you realize yourself and know what to do. I want to tell you, everybody, please do the right thing at all times. Be your brother's keeper, safeguard your people, and also walk on the path of truth. God bless you too. Edith Nedu, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Everyone who have sent a message, and those who are viewing who have not sent messages, but you just keep listening to the truth and you're happy with the truth. God bless you, real good, and stay cool.